The real problem in my mind with and the reason I wish we could get effective campaign finance reform is the appearance and the assumption of corruption. Right. And that it so undermines our confidence in our elected officials. The fact that a candidate for House or Senate or the legislature or a governor spends so much of their time raising money.
And judges.
And judges, and I wanted to get to that. There was a recent study that law firms in North Carolina who appeared before our elected Supreme Court do better if they've given more money. That's the correlation. And just having that as a potential correlation undermines citizens' confidence in our government. And that, to me, is the real tragedy. I think there's less actual corruption and a tremendous amount of appearance and assumption of corruption.
I mean, the Supreme Court ruled in Citizens United that they didn't think that there would be a corruption issue, either a real one or an appearance issue, because they assumed, Anthony Kennedy in his judgment assumed that there would be transparency in the spending. He actually talked about how he thought that now that we've got the internet, over 24 hours later, you would be able to see where the money came from, and then people can, account for it when they're hearing what the politicians are saying. And so that assumption was proved wrong. I think it was a miscalculation. And Scalia, who obviously is quite conservative, also talked about the importance of transparency and how he thought that people who complain that it exposes donors to the public glare are basically babies, and that if you're going to take a big role in public policy and throw your money around, step up to it and own it, and you explain why you're doing it, and that's just how our democracy works. But it's not how it's come out. It's been an unintended consequence that people thought the money would go to super PACs where you could see who the donors were, and instead it's been sidelined through this other vehicle, and it's so complicated too. I mean, I think that also loses confidence in the public. It's so complicated and so just devilishly dull to try to figure out how money moves in politics. I think people go to sleep trying to figure it out, and it's so complicated that I think the public just kind of gives up on it and assumes it's just bought and paid for.